Hi friends, glad to see you again. In this part 2 of this video series, I will be sharing additional dual agency situations that people may face. Also, I will be giving you some questions for you to consider before you sign a dual agency agreement. If you have not seen part 1 yet, please watch it first so the content that you're viewing right now would make sense to you. The link should be right there. Also, I want to emphasize that the information in this video should not be considered legal advice. I am a licensed real estate agent in the state of Illinois, but I am not an attorney. Friends, there is a lot more to dual agency than what I'm sharing with you in these videos. So please, consult with your attorney before you allow dual agency in your next real estate transaction. In the last video, I mentioned that every realtor is required to explain the possibility of dual agency to their clients. So let's assume that you are selling your house. Your agent should explain dual agency at the time the listing agreement is being discussed and signed. Normally, the dual agency clause is part of the listing agreement. So let's say that you decline to sign the clause, the dual agency clause, and a prospect buyer calls your realtor about your house. He should answer the buyer's questions honestly. But if that buyer demonstrates interest in your house, your realtor should refer that prospect buyer to another agent. All right, let's assume now that you are buying a house. The simplest way to avoid dual agency is to hire a realtor that doesn't have listings in the neighborhood that you are interested in living. If, however, you contact the agent of a house that you happen to be interested, that agent should give you a notice of no agency early in the conversation so you do not disclose any confidential information. Let me give you an example so this makes a little bit more sense. Let's say that you like a particular house that is for sale. So you call the listing agent, advertise in the yard sign. When that agent answers your call, he or she should give you a notice of no agency at that time. That notice simply means that the agent is working or representing the seller, not you. So let's say that during the conversation, you tell that agent how much money you're planning to offer. He or she is going to tell the seller. Here's another example that buyers fall into without even realizing it. You know those agents that work in those new model home offices? They are really working for the builder. So anything that you tell those agents about your financial situation, the builder is going to know about it. For instance, if you need to sell your existing house in order to buy the new one, the builder is going to get notified about it. Remember this, the job of those agents is to get the best deal for the builder, not for you. What can you do to protect your best interest in that case? As I indicated earlier, hire a buyer's agent that doesn't have a listing in a neighborhood that you would like to live in. All right, let's now talk about why most people sign a dual agency agreement. Let me explain it this way. Most people hire agents that they trust. For instance, they call a friend and ask them to recommend an agent that they know about or that they trust. or they call a friend or relative of theirs that happens to be an agent, or they simply hire an agent that they already have a relationship with. So the assumption is that whomever they hire, that agent will be loyal to them and will defend their best interests in a dual agency situation. Therefore, when the subject about dual agency comes up, many people have little or no reservations about signing the agreement. Here are some of the reasons people give for signing a dual agency agreement. He would not do anything to jeopardize our relationship or friendship. She is my family. She would not do anything contrary to my best interests. Remember what I said in the first video about dual agents collecting both sides of the commission? Let me ask you a question. Would your friend or relative still be loyal to you if $10,000 were on the line? Or would he or she be tempted to do something behind your back just to avoid losing that money? Alright, let's switch gears now, and let's assume that you are considering signing a dual agency agreement. Please ask yourself the following questions before you sign on the dotted line. Could my agent's loyalty be compromised by his or her greed for money? I mean, honestly. Can I trust that my agent is not divulging confidential information that I have shared with him or her? Can I trust that the advice I receive from my agent is in my best interest? Is my agent pressuring me for a particular decision? Even if the agent is truthful to both sides, do I feel confident that he or she is not favoring one side over the other? Friends, the stakes are high because there is so much money involved in a dual agency transaction. On my website, I have published an article that has additional details about dual agency. It is called, "Is it okay for one agent to negotiate both sides?" Within this article, there are two other links that point to an article written by the consumer advocates in American real estate, while the other link points to an article that was written by an attorney at law. Despite of everything that I have revealed in these videos, the majority of the realtors out there follow the law and the code of ethics with regard to dual agency. However, other than the honesty of the agent, you have no way of knowing if your agent is going behind your back, telling the other side things that you would rather keep to yourself during negotiations. The bottom line is this: you can lose thousands of dollars in a dual agency transaction. Friends, these two videos is just a sample of how I work with my clients. I hope to have the honor to serve you as your real estate agent sometime in the future. Think about the information that I have shared with you in this video. But for now, take care and best wishes.